everyone, my name is Agatha Morello. I'm a postdoctoral resident at the Nova Southeastern University Milman-Siegel Center, specifically their Developmental Assessment Clinic. I recorded a presentation on the parent-child interaction therapy model where I go over what is PCIT and what it looks like. And this presentation is geared towards either parents or professionals who are interested in getting more information about it. PCIT is divided into two phases. So there is a child-directed interaction phase and a parent-directed interaction phase. Both phases are required as part of the PCIT. You usually start with the child-directed interaction first, but that portion first. So my presentation really just emphasizes on both. On the first half, even though I discussed both of them. And when we're talking about child-directed interaction, we're thinking about how do we enrich that relationship that you have with your child? How, as a therapist, how do you help the parents that you're working with better interact with their children? And a lot of the times what I'm seeing in my practice is we have children who maybe aren't complying, who maybe have a lot of negative attention-seeking behaviors during play, whining, crying. They might have a difficulty with taking turns or sharing. And what the child-directed interventions does is it really enhances that relationship with the parent and the child by giving the chance for the child to lead, to be heard and understood, to be able to play and engage with their parent through using the pride skills, right? So we're talking, this presentation is going to focus on what is praise and what does praise look like for your child? How do we reflect what our child is telling us? And how can we use reflection to help improve maybe a child who has difficulties with speech? It's going to talk about imitation and why do we imitate our child's play? It's also going to talk about the describe skill, which is how do we describe what our child is doing and how is that helpful for our child? And then lastly, we're going to talk about enjoy, which is how do we use all these skills and enjoy our time with our children at the same time? And what I end up talking about as well in the video is I start to describe what are the do's and don'ts in terms of PCIT with your children, right? So what is it that we want to do, which are the pride skills? And then we're also going to talk about how to ignore those challenging behaviors and how to manage those behaviors as they come up. And then we discuss the don't skills, right? So what should we not be doing with our children, either in session or at home, right? We don't want to criticize. We don't want to ask too many questions. And we don't want to really control the play because, again, this is child-directed. And basically, I go over all of these skills with you all, and I give you many examples. I also have some reflection questions. I talk about cultural differences and what that will look like for different families of different backgrounds. And I hope you find this video helpful. Thank you so much.